What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Third Round Picks podcast. I'm Carl,
I'm Seth.
And I'm Caleb.
and today we are talking about NBA opening night. We had two games, pretty light, but there was a lot to unpack. So let's get going.
Let's go.
Right.
All right, first up we got the Knicks versus the Boston Celtics.
Man.
What a dominating performance, honestly.
Yep, that was pretty brutal.
Yeah.
All without Tingus Pingus, too, which makes it even crazier.
They're
They
just
had-
hard.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
They just had old man with a walker out there, passing and lighting it up out there.
130 to 109. Crazy.
Crazy.
Did we see the final on the, was it 13 or 12 threes they missed in a row? Seth and I watched it live, but we weren't counting.
I know. When they had that, they tied the record and then didn't make one for the last 10 minutes of the game.
You guys see that video, isn't it? That was Brick City.
Yeah. Oh my god.
That was hilarious.
They,
What were like three takeaways you guys had from that?
Seth, I'll let you go ahead first. I'm
Okay.
sure we agree on most of them.
Yeah. Probably.
yeah. I'd say first of all, like I was impressed that there was no letdown at all for the Celtics after like ring ceremony, all that. You sometimes there's like you're like a little tight or it's a little bit of a letdown, and they just like came out ready. So
Yeah.
like their focus, like I was really impressed by their focus. That kind of set the tone a little bit for the season. I know it's just one game, but I was like, okay, they're ready
Yeah.
to try to go back to back. Like they're not satisfied. Like they're ready. So I was impressed by that. I was impressed by Tatum. Like he didn't have, he hadn't by his standards not the best finals, but like he was great. I thought their defense was really good, and playing the Knicks, who's known for defense, to just shred them like that, that's scary for the rest of the league. That offense is gonna be crazy. So those were some things I noticed. None of them missed a beat. Even their older guys, Horford and Holiday, still look good. So that's a good sign too. Yeah, I thought they looked great. The bench is the only thing. It was okay, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
No, I think those are really good
Like,
points.
Yeah.
To piggyback off of what you're saying, one of the things that I was thinking about was if they're gonna dominate like this with their threes, they're also gonna give their starters so much rest throughout the regular season. Like last night, Halford played 26. He's not gonna play back to backs, but White played 26 minutes. Tatum's playing 30. I know this isn't gonna be how it's always gonna be, but dude, if that I feel like every minute counts, and if you're only chunking up 30 to 35 a night, come playoffs, and they're just gonna wipe the East, that's gonna be a big problem for the West teams, is because they're gonna come out with like broken legs and two black eyes, crawling into the finals, and these East teams are gonna be like, or the Celtics are gonna be there, and they'll be like, hey, I had a week off, like I'm ready for you. So
Yeah.
I'm scared
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah. They definitely surprised me with their play the first game, because especially with Tatum, because we know he's a good, maybe great regular season player, but those playoffs were just not his best showings. So for him to come out and do what he's been doing, but kind of on a better scale, like I wasn't expecting it personally.
Mhm.
No.
Yeah. And then the Knicks.
Did you
Got it.
okay? Elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Did anybody notice Mikal Bridges change his jump shot in second half?
He
I
did?
did not. No.
He did.
What?
He missed a good amount of threes in the first half. Second half, he tweaked his jump shot just slightly,
Okay.
but that's when they started going in, because he changed his jump shot over the summer for
Yeah.
whatever reason.
Yeah, why would you do that?
I have no
Is
idea.
this like a Plumlee thing where he went from left to right, or he just?
It's like a Ben Simmons thing at this rate. He went from a pretty decent shooter to shooting like Ben Simmons with his left hand.
Oh
I-
man.
See, and
So-
the thing about the Celtics. Sorry, Carl, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good.
The thing that's scary about the Celtics is that, yes, they won. They won by 30, pretty much. But the Knicks didn't really even have that bad of a game. They shot 55-36 splits. Like, any given night, you're probably going to beat somebody shooting 55 or 36. Like, I don't know. I know Cat, he looked okay. I just felt like he didn't take that many shots. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Also-
He didn't look like he was taking that many. How many did he take?
He
5 of
only
9?
took- Yeah, 9.
9 that's not enough. I don't
But
know.
with that team, though, there's so much going on. Like, it's like if you have the greatest 5 and they're the only 5 playing, like, not everybody's going to get, what they used to get on their
Sure.
own team just individually. So I think Cat, not taking as many partially is probably just him trying to figure out where he's supposed to be in the setup or the rotation or whatever. But also, like, I don't know, they've still got Bridges and they've got Hart and they've got OG and Deuce McBride, who killed it yesterday.
Yeah.
So I think him taking 9 shots for the first game is fine. I'm sure it'll translate eventually.
Yeah.
But I feel like that was as far as first regular season, non-preseason games go, I feel like that was a decent showing for Cat.
Yeah.
I'm just low on Cat, I'm going to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be a really good team, though.
Yeah,
really
I think they're gonna be fine. I'm a little surprised they only had their starters only had 1 offensive rebound, which is a little weird from like a Tibbs team where it's all
And it was
effort.
Hart.
Grit.
They got it.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
all
Like
right.
Randall, no Randall anymore in there, so rebounding will be interesting. I mean, Cat's usually a good rebounder, but we'll see. I think I think they'll be fine. They need to gel a little bit more.
Yeah. Jalen should, Brunson should work on his turnovers, but I mean, I think that was more Boston than Jalen Brunson.
Drew Holiday.
Well,
Yeah.
you got 2 of the best defending guards in the league on the
Yeah.
same team.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's tough. It's hard to deal with.
But
Yeah, no,
Deuce, man.
dude, yeah, that was awesome. Wow, he was balling, dude.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see that.
Might
You're
give him
the
6
rookie.
man. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I might give him 6 man.
That's hard on the
What-
Knicks.
One
Viv
performance.
doesn't play the 6 man. But we'll see. We'll see.
Bro played 25 minutes, but that's just because they got demolished.
Yeah, he did look good though. He did look good.
I agree. All right, so move on to the Lakers, Minnesota.
And we talk about the great play from Prince Bronny James. Come on.
You got to quit,
Yeah, are we-
dog.
A whole 3 minutes in the game? Come on.
Bro, they
Yeah.
needed to show his box score at the end of the game. I was really
No, we were
hoping
ready
for it.
that. Show it.
I can't believe they scored like almost 60,000 points together between the two of them. That's crazy.
Crazy.
It's a lot
Yeah.
of points.
Greatest father-son duo in sports.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ken Griffey. Sorry, Ken Griffey Jr., but I don't know. They
Yeah.
might have it.
Sure. Yeah, he was good. He was a -5, but that wasn't his fault.
Yeah. Just a rebound. He's got his first NFL rebound. Congrats. I mean, even LeBron kind of had a bad game in LeBron standards.
He didn't do a lot. We could get into it a little more. It seemed like JJ's running it through AD a little bit more, which is interesting after all these years. Is it finally happening? He's passing the torch a little bit.
Finally happening.
See,
Yeah.
Wait,
AD did look in MVP form a little bit last night.
Right? He was ready. Yeah,
A little throwback to Pelicans AD.
I know.
36-16. Whew.
hmm
His defense was great. Yeah, he looked great.
He did.
Hachimura looked good, which they need. They need
Hachimura
that
did look
third guy. Yeah, third or fourth guy, depending on if you say Reeves is the third guy. Yeah, no, I thought I was impressed.
D'Lo looked
Yeah.
good for him. For D'Lo.
He's all right. 1 for
Look.
7 from 3. Okay.
Yeah, it's a pretty good night.
Nah.
Yeah, he's
Carl. Nah.
yeah, that's the one thing. And when he's not scoring, he doesn't do a lot.
No.
And he
He
wasn't really
definitely isn't
scoring.
playing defense.
No,
dude. He had 2 steals though.
They were probably transition steals, to be quite honest. Nothing,
Yeah.
nothing substantial.
Nothing substantial.
Yeah.
So Seth, you're our token Lakers fan.
Okay.
After sitting on it for a night, how are you
Yeah.
feeling about the JJ era in the Lakers?
I thought it was. I was impressed with the start. Not just like obviously a win is good, but I thought they were really organized. I thought they were prepared. I
Mhm.
love their defensive effort. Like having the Lakers only give up 103, like that. That reminds me of their 2019-2020 team with Vogel. I was like, okay, we're playing defense. We were like up on them. Yeah, AD was everywhere. I like the offense. The ball wasn't sticking as much. Like I think they're
Mhm.
listening to him, which is good. I wasn't sure, it's hard. You never know how much respect a coach is gonna get when they're
Yeah.
younger. They're, like, oh, it's LeBron's guy. I was worried about that, but you don't know everything from game one, but they were prepared. Like they're going up against a good, well-coached team. It's Randall's first game, so they were a little. I think Minnesota's a little more out of sync than they would have been a few games from now.
Yeah.
But I thought they look good. I thought I like. It was more game one. It's like let's look at the effort. Let's look at the attention to detail, and like I thought, Scout like the game plan was good, and they followed it. And I thought, yeah, I thought it was. I was happy with it. I thought it was a pretty
Yeah,
good.
no, it was a great game.
Yeah.
I
How
liked.
did you? Oh, go ahead. My bad.
I interrupted you. You go.
How did you feel about Dalton Connect? Because I saw some of his highlights and I was kind of impressed.
Yeah.
Was surprised he got minutes, like
Yeah.
substantial minutes at least.
15.
Good minutes. He made his first three, which was awesome. Then he had the transition score, which was great. He missed a couple shots later, but I think he's going to be a big part of the team because our depth was not good. That is one
No.
thing I was a little worried about. Like you look at our bench and we got like Vincent, maybe he's kind of just coming back. Hayes is a big guy. Like our guard depth. We got 6 men of the year Bronny, but outside of that, it's a little light. So we'll see.
Hey, how many? You got like 9 people that don't even play. Like literally.
Yeah, all these. Yeah, Reddish, Vanderbilt's been out 6 years.
With Fino.
Which, yeah,
That guy's not. He's not in the league next year. Hot take.
No, I don't. It's
No.
not if he doesn't make a big jump. But yeah, so I think Connect is gonna have to be good. Christie didn't look great in game one, which surprised me, but I still think he has good potential. He just looked maybe a little nervous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Connect's gonna have to play big minutes. I think he'll be a little up and down, but I liked him. He looks ready to play. He's not one of these 19-year-old rookies,
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a big guy too, so I feel like he's gonna translate well. Where he's just like, some rookies they look like green and scared the whole time they're playing.
Yeah.
Like he looked
Yeah.
like to go and make your first three, like
Oh yeah.
on an opening night. Like most of the world was watching. Most of the NBA world is watching you, and you just launch that and sink it. No celebration. Like that dude was ready. He was ready for tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Better than D'Lo for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He could. I think he could have a higher defensive ceiling at least.
So
I mean,
did I.
that's a low bar, but
I think the nice thing about the Lakers that I was noticing was I felt like this wasn't their ceiling. A lot of times like when they're playing like not against the Nuggets, but when they're playing other teams, you're like, oh my goodness, they look tired. They're like LeBron is running all over the place, and he is having to go 8 for 9 in the fourth to win these games. Like the play calling, like they just looked like controlled, and they shot like 15% from 3 and still won by 10.
Yeah,
like
good point. Yeah,
that's crazy. If they can figure out like if Connect can be good and can just solidly knock down 2 out of 4 threes, and D'Lo is on a different team, and Reeves is an 0 for 5.
Yeah.
If you guys have that 3 that's just as much of a threat, like you guys are gonna definitely be not a play-in team. So
yeah, I was game one overreaction. They're better than I thought they would be.
yeah,
For game one overreaction, I'll say that I was impressed.
And I like JJ already.
Yeah.
Dude was mad. He was yelling at him like,
Yeah, some energy, no hands in the pocket.
yeah, dude. Like,
That was good.
Did you see that he is going to call for the NBA to change the basketballs to worn in ones?
yeah,
That's a hooper.
Oh
That
yeah.
man.
because
Maybe that's what D'Lo needs. Maybe the balls are too new, so he it messes
Yeah.
with his shot a little
I think
bit.
it might be. I mean,
He
they
needs those
they probably don't
playground-
practice with new ones.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Like, because it sucks. Like, it's like a new soccer ball. New soccer ball, you're like, all right, and you take it, you throw it in the trash, you let it sit there for a couple hours, and then you bring it back to the field because it's when it's all plasticky. Ugh, I don't know.
Mhm.
It's gross.
Yeah. It's like something I never even thought about, which is it's cool. He's like bringing attention. It's like that little attention to detail, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's on.
Mhm.
That little minute.
I
He's
like
got to be just his
Yeah.
intelligence because it's not his size that got him to the league. It's not his athleticism, probably.
He has one
Can he
dunk in
dunk?
his career.
He does.
One time.
He dunks.
It's on
That
you.
one.
Yep.
Wow. I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to look that up later. The
Crazy.
man dunked.
Yep.
Okay. Sweet. How do we feel
He's-
about the Lakers? More topic? More?
I'd put him up to maybe 5 or 6, honestly,
Yeah.
based off
Mhm.
of that one game.
Based off that one game.
Off that one
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. I
Anthony
just see a little
Davis, MVP.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked good. The only thing I'll say that's making me a little nervous about it is just that the Wolves are working in a new star player, and they might have been
Yeah.
a little out of sync. That's the only thing that's giving me a little pause. But other than that, I thought they looked really good. I was impressed with their defense, and that'll carry over. So
Yeah.
that was good.
That Rui block on Gobert was kind of nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was. I think my X Factor guy that I think is besides Connect was Hayes, Jackson Hayes. Like, I feel
Oh,
like
yeah,
if you can
yeah.
have LeBron facilitating and these guys, you have so many rookies that are, like you said, you're saturated with guards. Like he got freaking 8 of them. Like
Yeah.
Jackson
totally.
Hayes to be athletic and maybe that like an Aaron Gordon kind of role, I think would be huge for you guys.
Mhm.
So I'm excited to
we
see
need
where he
that
goes.
Threat on the bench, so that was good.
Mm,
But yeah, I think we need a little bit more wing something.
yeah,
If we make a trade, it will be some backup big probably, unless Hayes keeps playing like this, and then some kind of wing, or assuming I know they talked about Jeremy Grant. I don't know, something like that, but we'll see.
yeah. How do you think Bronny's gonna fit in this team?
I mean, I assume like the chair is a pretty good size for him on the bench, so I think he fit. All right.
Did they have
Yeah, I
to
don't
make
see-
certain chairs for those guys? Like, I always feel like LeBron looks like this when he sits down next to
Yeah, I
two
know.
guys.
All seriousness, I told you this yesterday. I was like, it's unfair to criticize Bronny too much because any 19-year-old, like he just turned 20, but he was 19, right? Like barely any of them would ever be expected to play anyway right now.
Yeah.
So like even if he was like a top 10 pick, it's not like you would just see him thrown in there, And so
Mhm.
like it's really hard. I feel like give him a year of development and then we could see, what's going on. But
G League.
Yeah.
He needs to go to the G League.
yeah, he needs to go to the G League. I hope they let him. I hope they don't just like force him to stay up on the team. He needs minutes because he
He
barely
does.
played last year. He had the heart problem.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think if he played in the G, but practiced specifically with JJ, I feel like that would probably give him the best chance of progression.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because JJ clearly knows a lot. LeBron, obviously knows basketball forward, backwards, up, left, right, center.
hmm
So I think having those two, but he's playing in the G, would probably be his best bet to get back to the league to prove the doubters and the haters wrong.
Yeah.
I'm one of them. However, played
Yeah.
3 minutes last night, so
Yeah.
not a lot. I didn't really see anything that shows he has a ton of potential, but for me, he's a little small for the role he's trying to play,
Mm.
but you never know.
How's his
It's-
assists? I've never really watched. Like, is he?
He's not. That's the problem. Like he's not a point guard,
Mm.
but he's small, and that's just that's a tough combo. Like you got to be really good at something, and I don't know yet
Okay.
if he's gonna have that.
It's
He's
pretty good
athletic,
COD.
so he has a little bit. He has a little bit to work with.
Okay. That's
yeah,
good.
his playmaking's not fantastic.
Yeah.
Which at USC he played a 2, correct? Like he was a shooting
Yeah.
guard.
What are
Yeah.
his? He's in 2K, right? What are his 2K stats?
Pretty bad. Pretty bad. I'm pretty sure his best stats are probably perimeter defense, if I had to guess.
Oh yeah, I would say so.
Because that's like
Yeah.
the only thing he really had in college was his
He's a
defense.
68 overall.
Not really.
Yeah.
It's kind of higher
Yeah.
than I thought it was going to be. 68.
I think they kind of grouped him in with all the picks in that range and kind of just
Mm.
gave them all.
Yeah.
68.
His shot IQ is a 50.
That would sound about right. Yeah.
His draw
Not great, not
foul is
terrible.
a 30.
Yeah.
Inside
I mean,
scoring is a 50.
he just didn't. He's not ready. So
Defense is a
I'm hoping-
59.
yeah, I'm hoping they played him that game, just kind of get that out of the way, and now he'll just go develop in the G League because him playing minutes every game, it's gonna get kind of awkward. He's
Yeah.
not ready.
Oof.
Unless they're blowing out the Pistons, like
Yeah.
there's no way he's playing
Yeah.
good minutes.
And that doesn't
Yeah.
really help him.
No, it doesn't do anything. It just kind of puts more of a target on his back than it needs to be.
Yeah.
Let's see what they put. They put. Oh, wow. They put Connect at 71,
That's disrespectful.
and he's a 68.
I can see the next update, whenever that is, probably in a couple weeks. Connect's probably going to go up because they usually, with the exception of Victor, because it's Victor,
Yeah.
they usually give the rookies a decent upgrade in stats, especially if they're doing well.
Mhm.
But I've also seen them not hesitate to drop rookies' ratings either. So it kind of just depends. But his is definitely going to go up. There's no way he's staying at a 71 for long.
No, I think he's gonna be he's gonna be a key role player, and
Mhm.
so I'm not-
Especially if Rui gets injured or
oh yeah,
hopefully not AD, but
don't say that.
either one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just destroyed him on rebounding and defense. Like his rebounding's a 41, his defense is a 48.
His
That's pretty
defense,
rough.
well, so that was a criticism of him coming out of college is his defense, though. So
Oh, was it? Okay.
yeah, he tries hard, but he's working on it. It's not there
Okay.
yet, but he's got the athleticism and he's got some strength. So I think he'll be all right, but he needs a lot of like coaching on like
Yeah.
where to be.
I mean, he's got the body for it. The dude's 214 and 6'10,
Mhm.
or his wingspan is 6'10. So like
Yeah, he's about 6'6".
that's I don't know.
Yeah, no, he's got potential there.
Yeah.
He can like it's not like Klay Thompson had crazy defensive stuff coming out of college. Like he wasn't, and he ended up
Yeah,
being great.
Even Curry, they were like, he's
Yeah, now
ankles.
he's gotten better.
All right, so what is the we got games tonight.
Yeah. Damn it, Pistons are gonna lose. I was hoping my blue
What is your
would've
prediction,
worked out.
Brad?
It didn't.
Oh yeah, 20 seconds. They're 6 down. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Before we continue, the Timberwolves.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was
we should probably talk
talking-
about them, huh?
You should.
I was talking to a buddy,
Mhm.
and we came to the conclusion collectively that if Julius Randle were to take a few possessions away from Anthony Edwards to spread the floor out a little bit and open up the paint, especially with Gobert because he cannot stretch the floor, they will probably flow a lot better than what they did last night. They didn't do terrible last night, but they did pretty bad.
It was too packed in. And
Yeah.
then, I guess then the big question is, can Randall spread the floor enough for the offense to work with Gobert?
Hopefully. I mean,
Yeah.
because, most of them can shoot. Randall has decent ball handling from what we've seen
Hmm.
when he was on the Knicks. It's more of just one, will they allow him to do that? And two, if they do, is he going to be able to capitalize on it? Because
Yeah.
Ant trying to drive in 90% of the time isn't going to work if you've got two bigs down there.
No.
Yeah, no.
But,
And,
I mean, Randall did decent. He's got 16, 9, and 4. So, I mean,
yeah,
not fantastic, but, it's the same thing as Cat. He's trying to
mhm.
get back into it. So,
He didn't pass
Yeah.
the eye test for me, Randall. I hate to use that terminology, but like you watch him out there, he just looked like there was a couple defensive things that you were just like, what?
Well, nonchalant.
Yeah, like he just was like, eh. He's like, I got moved from the clubs of New York City to cold Minnesota. He's just mad about it. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Even the announcers called out his effort a little bit, which is crazy because they usually
They
try
don't.
to
Yeah.
do that, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah,
What,
but
they said unacceptable, right? What was it? I think they said
yeah,
something like that. They're like, oh, that's just
didn't
unacceptable.
rotate. Yeah,
Oh, it was on that free throw.
yeah,
Remember?
he didn't box out.
Yeah, he didn't box out. He didn't even try, and Reeves
Yeah.
just slipped in, jumped, grabbed the bound, and the announcers were like, "Oh, the coach is gonna give him an earful. That's unacceptable."
Yeah, that was bad for your first game when you're trying to like make a statement. Oof. But yeah, he'll come around. DiVincenzo, that's gonna have to make that trade worth it for them too. Like he
Yeah.
has to be good for them, and I
He
think
wasn't last night.
no, but I think he'll be all right. I think that's good for their bench. But yeah, they just looked a little out of sync, kind of like the Knicks. So
yeah.
And even like I think the Lakers, they came out, they looked ready, they were hungry, but the Timberwolves looked like they were hungover or something. Like they had that like kind of
Yeah.
they just looked like maybe the morale from losing Cat, I don't know, or something, because it looked weird. Like Conley had a bad game, and
Yeah.
it just felt like there wasn't that like, all right, well, we got to win this. Like they just Anthony Edwards was like, like he wasn't even that mad. It seemed like he usually gets really frustrated.
he was a little pumped up at a couple points, but yeah, their energy level just they were like a few times where they didn't get back in transition that
Yeah.
well. It's like game one, no one's tired. Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like it was weird.
No one's beat up. Yeah, their effort was kind of off. But that's part of why I was impressed with the Lakers because they were like all out effort and focus. So it was a
They
good
were ready.
contrast. But yeah, I think Timberwolves. I think they'll be all right too. But I almost feel a little more confident in Cat fitting in with the Knicks. Not that he's better than Randall, not necessarily, but I think the fit is easier. Randall, because of Gobert, it's a little bit. I don't know. It's interesting. Like,
Yeah.
we'll see how that works.
Yeah, I agree.
I do wonder though when Mitchell Robinson comes back, if the fit will still be as good. Because I don't know if they're gonna have Mitchell come off the bench or have him next to Cat. But I feel like because Mitchell can't really stretch the floor.
No.
So, but Cat's used to playing with Gobert. So I mean, I feel like you might be right. He might be able to fit in a lot better in New York, especially because he's got actual shooters around him too. No offense to any of the Timberwolves players,
Yeah.
but I mean, you got McHale, you got Brunson, Hart can get you a board at least. So I mean, I might agree with you on that one. I don't know if Randall will be able to adjust as smoothly as Cat will.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I hope they do well in this works. Like I like DiVincenzo. I like a lot of the guys on the team. I think McDaniels is a really good defender, and but the better they do, the more they're gonna be a problem for the Nuggets. So I'm kind of like, oh no, they suck. Like, like it felt good to see him lose, but it was this like Anthony Edwards has to be perfect kind of offense, If Julius Randle's not going to do it, it's not a sustainable model for them. Like he can't do it all. You got to have 2-3 guys that's going to provide the offense. Having a starter get 5 points is just unacceptable. Like Conley, you got to hit more. So
Having 2 starters have 5 and 6 is pretty bad too.
true.
Especially when they're not contributing on the boards like, anybody else is.
They definitely got beat on the boards. That was another thing, like the effort thing that Seth was talking about. Like the Lakers were just like Reeves, dude. Reeves had, if you look at his box score, you're like, oh, gross. Oh, 5. But those 4 boards, 9, like he was in there. He's like, all right, I suck. Like he just ran in there and was, these 2 big old dudes and this little white guy just running up and grabbing the ball. Like, come on, like you can't let that happen. Dude's got like a foot on you. But yeah, it's a good game though. It's fun.
Yeah,
I'm glad it's back. Glad the NBA
that's
is
what
back.
matters.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are watching. Terry and Vanessa are coming over for the Portland Golden State game. You guys have any predictions on that one?
If Golden State loses, they should just be a G League team. That's all I'm gonna say.
Portland's they're a ways away from being a contender for a playoff spot. So like,
dude,
yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing like the only way the Warriors can be really successful this year is Kuminga makes a huge jump. So I'm curious if from game 1 it's like clearly like, oh wow, okay, here's the number 2 now. Like he's really and that will be big. So if he takes a star leap this year, that'll be their chance. So I'd be looking at that for game 1. Like, what's the game plan? Are they trying to feed him? What are they doing? So
He does have dominating to deal with though. So I mean,
that's true.
I hate that he gave himself that nickname. That's
pretty bad.
Yeah, no.
And as a Suns fan, I can say that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think your guys' predictions about Orlando is looking correct. They are beating Miami 89-64 right now. Orlando is going to be legit. You're right.
They're a sleeper team.
And Butler is playing. Butler has 3 points.
No, she's not.
Jimmy Butler has 25 minutes, is currently playing, and has 3 points.
How's KCP doing though?
I was gonna say it's all KCP, dude.
He's starting. He's 0 for 5, but I'll say that backcourt defense now is crazy for Orlando with Pope and Suggs.
Yeah,
they're a little bit, they kind of built their team like a baby Celtics because they got the 2 guard defenders, they got the scoring Celtics wings with some defense, and then they have Carter. They have the stretch 5 in the middle there.
Can't forget about McClung too. You need a good defense or a good dunk.
Yeah.
They're really locking up. There's like Terry Rozier is their highest scoring player right now, which is ridiculous.
Nikola is a starter for the Heat? What? Over Jaime?
Yeah, they're trying to get Jaime like 6-man. I feel like he's a guy that should just give him the starting minutes.
Wasn't one of my hot takes that Tyler Hero was gonna be a starter instead of 6-man now? I'm surprised that he's actually starting. That was kind of a shot in the dark. Let's go.
We got Detroit lost by 6, so the championship hopes are going down the drain a little bit. But
I really think that they should have like the inverted finals, like just have the Wizards and the Pistons play towards the end of the year, and just be like, woohoo! Let's do it.
They have to play outside.
They play for their picks. There we go. Instead of lottery, you play for your picks.
Oh, that would be fun.
That's actually
not
to bring up 2K, but I did that one time on my league, and it actually was very interesting. It was like the bottom 8 seeds, like combined, so like bottom 4 from each conference, and it ended up being pretty crazy because I think like the highest seed in the West or whatever ended up winning the first pick, and the very bottom seed like won like 4 games, ended up barely having a pick in general.
Ooh.
So
All right. Seth, you want to hit us with the outro?
All right, everyone. That was third round picks. That was our day one review. Got 2 games down, about 300,000 to go this year. It's gonna be fun. All right.
See you in the next one.
Yeah.
Well, do you guys want to move on to the more fun one to talk about, or should we?
Yeah.
We have any final
do
thoughts
it.
on this?
Well, I have a final thought. This is a breaking news for our audience here. Well, not by the time they're watching it, but we have end of fourth quarter. Detroit wins by 1 against Indiana opening night. So revise all your predictions, everyone. Detroit's coming.
Detroit beat Indiana.
Yeah.
I'm taking back every single nice thing I said about Indiana last week.
There goes my
Taking all
pick'ems, dude. I literally was so confident about that one.
Yeah.
I need
I
to
thought
check
it.
that.
Oh wait, the
go.
game's not over yet. Oh no, you're
It
right.
says 0.0.
Oh,
Is it not over? I wonder if they're reviewing something.
No, there's 6.
Oh,
there's...
Oh shit! It just changed, and now it's 101-100 Indiana. Oh, I was so ready to crown.
It says there's
Detroit.
6 minutes left.
Yeah, it
What?
says 6:31 in the fourth.
Yeah.
Not on ESPN. What's going on?
You
with
got
my
you got me
ESPN?
excited there, bro. You got me
Oh, I
excited.
was excited. Oh, ESPN made it on. There's an error on their website.
Oh.
That's
Ha!
crazy.
You
Damn,
caught it
we
here
really
live,
wanted it.
folks.
Even they wanted it.
Even they wanted it.